Hi, I'm Andy and I'm from quicktodraw.co.uk and I'm going to draw a caricature of Mary Berry today. So I'm looking at a collection of photographs I've got offline, and there's a caricature that I much prefer of Mary. So we're going to use this one. I'm also going to use an amazing app called Procreate, and I'm clicking on an already prepared A4, which is more of a portrait setup. So we'll get a nice big caricature in there. You'll be able to see I've done one already of another chef. I think you all know who he is. So let's do something very similar for Mary. And she's cooking a banoffee pie. I've got this great system here where if I take that and drag it to the right hand side, it will give me Mary Berry there. Look how gorgeous she is. And because I like to have the controls, I'm going to move this over if it behaves itself. Sorry, I'm going to do that again. Mary, come back. Okay, I'm going to drag it. Anyway, it gives you a chance to see how it all works fantastically. She is here. I want to just drag this. That's what I'm trying to do. And then I'm going to drag this over here. Right. Now we're in play. We've got at the top, you can see the blue, the pen. I'm using a script, and I'm on calligraphy. You can see where the blue light is. So I'm going to start her caricature. I don't want you to die of boredom while you wait for me to do all the instructions. We can do that as we're working through the caricature. So I'm drawing her hair using a calligraphy pen. This app also allows you to control the thickness of the pen, which is just amazing. Everything's amazing about this app. Anyway, I will just quickly draw her. She's got a high forehead. This is quite a stunning picture of her. I think it's a little bit stark. The shadow is not all that flattering, so I'm not going to put any of the shadow. But it's great for a caricaturist because you can see the angle of her nose. You can see that it goes straight down like that. I've seen pictures of her younger, and she was absolutely beautiful. And she's still beautiful. She just glows now. And we're going to try to capture some of that cheekiness in her smile. See, those cheekbones are just, I'm so envious of those cheekbones. We'll accentuate them. Now, some of the lines I'm putting down are a little bit harsh. Dare I say, makes her look a little bit skeletal, so we'll tone all that down. But let's get the main lines down first. So her front teeth a little protrude. I'm just going to smooth out that a little bit with a razor. I'm so lucky now. In the old days, I would have to draw this all live in one go. That's where I got cut my teeth, I got my training. Now this amazing Procreate allows me to make so many changes. I just can't believe my luck that in my career now I have this phenomenal tool. I can even do animation with it. We call it animation light because it's not, it's very, very basic, but it does allow you to do it. I'll explain that in another video. Okay, I didn't like that, so I'm just going to reverse. There's a little reverse button on the left-hand side. Her hair is very much up, boofed, and round, so we've got to get that because that's her signature hairdo. I'll tidy that up a little bit. I'm just rubbing that out a bit. This line I don't like. There's a lot of things I don't like, so just bear with me while I'm working. But I think if you're a Mary Berry fan, this is definitely the hairstyle we all recognize. Okay, so now she's got the cheeky smile. I'm going to tone everything down. You'll see that in a minute. Okay, so I think why they picked this photograph for her is it does show her cheekiness, which I love. Okay, so we don't want to emphasize too much the arch of her neck, so we're going to try to keep it flattering. So one of the fun things that this app can do is that I can take this layer 2, and if I drag it down, it allows me to add color. I'm just going to raise the width of the pen to save us all time. It allows me to do all the coloring underneath the lines. And that is a phenomenal tool because it gives me so much flexibility. I'm missing her teeth, and I'm going to do her neck. But we can go over things you'll see in a minute. I'm now going to add her hair color, which is sort of a blonde. Now, blondes, you need to do lots of different colors for blonde. I didn't like that line going in there, so I'm just going to tidy that up. So I'm coloring that in. This all gets captured, by the way, on a button at the top. I'll show you now. That records, every time I put pen to paper, it records it. And so if you're a techie, you'll understand what, I'm just going to get rid of that now for a bit. Oops, mistake. There's a button here, tool, and it says video, and look what happens when I do this. So it's recording 20 frames per second, or 25 frames per second, and that allows you to see how the picture develops. Let's go back to Mary. There she is. Okay, luckily with all these mistakes, you're able to see how we do this. I'm going to bring her over again. I'm going to now do lots of color layers for her hair. So you can see she's not totally blonde. We're toning down some of the other colors. And of course, we'll make it a little bit... she's not really white-haired, she's blonde. So we're just going to put in the basic background colors. I think she likes it a little bit coming down. I hope she likes this. And then I've got this fantastic airbrush. You can see this thick, and I'm using the top one, the soft one. And now I'm going to use a slightly different, this color, I'm going to darken it a bit. And I'm just going to check the, okay, I like the width of my airbrush. I'm just going to thicken the airbrush a bit. There we go. And I can also rub out, so you'll see I'm purposely making sure that I make a mistake. So I can show you how we can take the eraser, rub it out. We can also change the size of that as well later on. Okay. And now, if I wanted to, I could use the eraser here, which I think I will. Just gonna, or I can go to white. I'm still on the airbrush. I can make it a little bit more. This Apple brush, by the way, or pen, is so amazing. It's all responding to the weight, the pressure that I'm putting on the pad, the iPad. So if I wanted to make it deeper, stronger, oops, I can do that. I'm just going to make it a bit more brown. There we go. So I think we're getting more to her color now. It's not grey, it's not blonde, it's sort of in between. I'll come back to her hair in a minute. I do want to make this darker just here, so there we go. So we're going for shadow now. I'm going to show you shadow technique using the airbrush. I'm just going to do that. Sorry, I'm a perfectionist, I can't help myself. There we go. Okay, we're starting to get there. Her eyebrows could go in. I'm now going to do cheeks. She's got lovely rosy cheeks, and we're going to use quite a wide brush. There we go. It's almost like painting makeup on her. And I'm going to give her some color because she looks a little bit pale. And now I'm going to give her that amazing forehead. Now I'm targeting the top of her forehead and just above her eyebrows. And I'm going to narrow the brush a bit so that we've got her nose. And then she does have a bit of a frown. This is light up here. And then the light catches up the top there. That makes her cheekbones really stand out. Okay, now you can see it's really starting to look like her. I might soften that chin a bit. It's just looking a little bit harsh. But I don't think she's going to not like this picture. I'm going to do green. I don't know what colour her eyes are, so I'm going to be a bit naughty and add green and blue when I do her eyes. Here we go. I have to meet her in person, I think, to get the answer. That's an excuse for me to get the chance to meet her, so I'm doing both. All right, I'm going to add a white dot here because we like highlights, and let's put some lipstick on her. Okay. I'm sure she won't mind the lipstick colour. I'm going to perfectionist. I'm just going to rub out the white. Sorry, make sure her teeth are white. This is one of the things I absolutely love with this adjusting tool, is that I can highlight with the same colour if I want. Really makes, you can see the difference now. Okay, a bit more. I think I'm going to go even lighter. Catch that light just there. And then I'm going to really go for the highlights now. A bit of white there. And yeah, we're getting there. And I'm going to just flatter her a little bit, going back to calligraphy. I'm just going to, wait, the brush is massive. I'm just going to give her some eyelashes because she is beautiful. And we want her to look nice and feminine. Just brushing that out. Oops. If I make a mistake, I can go over with the colour again. There we go. I don't think she wears earrings. All right, so we pretty much got the colouring in there. And then she's doing at the BBC Good Food Winter exhibition, she's going to do banoffee. So let's give her a little apron. And she's probably right now, because the time I think is about 12 o'clock when she's doing her demonstration. And we've got her, obviously, her oven gloves. And we're going to put a wood spoon in her hand. And a nice bowl. That's quite lucky because doing curves is actually, you talk to any artist, that's quite, circles and curves are always tricky. I'm just going to rub her arm out here because I don't like this. I think it should be more on an angle. Perfectionist coming out again, I'm afraid. There we go. And her girly apron. So, and I'm just going to show you the coolest trick in the business. We're going to go into the photos again. Let's see, I've got it somewhere in here. I'm just scrolling. So I can actually take this can of condensed milk, which goes in banoffee, and superimpose it. So we know that bananas go in banoffee. We know that cream goes in banoffee. So I'm going to do a bowl of cream. Let me just do that properly. And then we also know that that has banoffee and digestives. I'm just going to put that over in front of the bananas. In a minute, I'm going to show you a really cool trick. I'm actually going to duplicate this. Hold on a second. I'm going to get rid of that. I'm going to duplicate this. That's another trick. If I make a mistake, everything I've done before, I've saved. And the reason why I say that is that I'm now going to add a color. And I'm going to touch this circle up at the top right. I'm dragging it down to there. Okay, phew, that worked. I'm going to do it with yellow as well for the bananas. 1, 2, 3, 4. So that's all pretty easy. I'm going to take another layer and I'm going to put that underneath everything. I'm going to put Mary in a pink top, or maybe this color. I like this color, it's crazy. Let's put that crazy color in there. We got to put some pearl necklaces on her. I don't know how many, just the one. Okay, shall we do pale blue gloves? I think I can drag it, I'm not sure. That's what happens when it goes wrong. And I'm going to erase these dots here. So I'm going to have to color this in. So I'm not going to do that. Here we go. Color in her glove by hand. Here we go. See how, because I'm not on the under layer, it's marking it, but that's okay. Sometimes you can get around that. Okay. And I'm going to add polka dots. Color is a really important part of caricaturing. People are drawn to attractive colors, so really keep that in mind when you're doing something that, if it's cutesy, try to keep the colors cutesy. So I think she's very much a polka dot person. I'm imagining all her cushions at home have polka dots on them. And if you want to, I'll show you a cool trick. I'm going to show you tartan. I'm going to do tartan patterns on here. I'm following the line of the vase. Okay. And now we have a cutesy mug of cream. And the trick that I was going to show you, I'm going to go to Image, Insert a Photo. I'm now going to take this, and you see how it's sitting. I'm going to put condensed milk there. Now I really shouldn't be using this image if I haven't got permission for using the product. So I'm going to do something really, really cool, which I absolutely love, is I've pressed on N and I can make it opaque, and I can actually trace over it. Here we go. Oops, I'm going to have to trace in a different layer. Sorry, here we go. And this is what you're seeing. A lot of artists cheat using this technique. And this is why you guys should use it. If you're learning, use this as much as you can, because it teaches you about perspective. Okay, so I'm going to get rid of that. I've ticked that out. If I wanted, I could put this above here, and it should, no, it didn't do that, so I'm just going to white out this. Okay, so now we got our condensed milk. It's not actually saying carnation on it, which keeps us safe from anyone getting upset. And now I'm going to add a different color. Let's use a green here. And I'm going to put the word condensed milk. Okay. And last but not least, I could spend more time doing shading, but I'm just going to show you again, for anyone who's struggling with layers, I'm going to actually draw on top of this writing condensed milk. You'll be wondering why I'm doing that. Okay, and now I can move that over. And what's really, really cool is there is a button, distort, and I can bring it round. Come on, behave. Probably needs to be a bit bigger for me to do this, but I can get it to fit round the condensed milk. Let me just start that again. Okay, let's go bigger. And I'm going to reset it. Okay, let's get rid of that. That didn't work. Let's try again. Okay, so I'm going to write condensed milk, or just condensed. There, I did it by hand. That's even quicker. All right, that is the caricature that I've done of Mary Berry. And I hope she likes it. We're going to put it on Twitter. Speak soon.